What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Enters the Lab on this Thursday. So, as promised, we are going to dive deep. Well, not really dive deep, but we're going to talk about those college football playoffs. And then we're going to talk about some NFL because I know with them college football playoffs, some people were a little bit upset. So we're going to talk about it tonight. So come chill with us before this Thursday night game between the NFC West Division foes of the Rams and the 49ers, baby. Welcome to the lab. What's up, C-Hen? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good, Lady E, man? Happy to be here for another edition of Enters the Lab podcast, man. I'm so happy to be here. I see DT still ducking me. I hope he jumps in here, man. I got to give him a little bit of Michigan, Ohio State grief. But, man, good to be back for another great day, a great day of football. And we're going to kick off the weekend, man, with a lot of great topics tonight.
Oh, no, we're definitely. I mean, we're going to talk in about the college football playoffs and pretty much how everybody was kind of upset with everything of how everything played out. So we're going to dive into that. And then we have a familiar face from the NFL now in the coaching ranks. Did I hear that correctly? That Bill Belichick is legitimately coaching UNC?
That's what the word is, man. I saw the press conference today. He not only is he going down there, he's taking Mike Lombardi to be his college GM, if you will. And I was kind of surprised. I thought that he was going to probably take another NFL job and probably chase that Don Shula all-time wins record, but apparently not. I believe he's 73 years old. This is a 5-year deal. This may be the last call for alcohol for Mr. Bill Belichick. I wonder how successful he's going to be.
We'll see. And then we still got some NFL news. It is getting real, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting down to the wire. Here. I already know some conference championships for fantasy has already been decided.
Playoffs.
Yes. So yes, we're already in there. But first, let's go ahead and dig in and let's talk about college football. So as we know, college football has officially, the regular season has officially ended. We have now entered into the championship. So we had our championship weekend last week. So we have finally figured out and added everybody, and welcome DT. But we have finally figured out who's going to be in that college football playoffs and everything. So I want to start with you, C-Hen. What did you think about championship weekend? What do you think some of these teams that actually won, that are making their way up into the college football playoffs for the bracket for that, and then the teams that you probably want to see a little bit more from next season?
You know what? Championship weekend was a great weekend of football. That Clemson SMU game definitely gave us a lot of drama, if you will, and that drama led right into the selection process. So I think it was great. No real big surprises during the week, but we did have the fallout of who got in and who got out, and we're going to talk about that. But I enjoyed it. It was a great follow-up weekend after that glorious week before when we beat Ohio State. Just wanted to bring that back up. Present company is here, so I wanted to let him know that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was great. And,
look at this PG-13.
I'm very eager to see what the playoffs unfold.
Look, DT, this shirt is for you. Have hood, have holy.
Oh man.
All right, DT, what about you? What did you think about championship weekend?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think this is probably one of the more fun championship weekends we probably had in a while, I would say, especially the storyline of having a couple of these teams that came from different conferences. They automatically win in the first year, such as Oregon and such as Arizona State. They came in and dominated the respective new conferences. And even though SMU didn't win, to me, they showed that, there's a reason why they have been a very competitive team, and they also belong in the ACC. They fought back after a very bad quarter and maybe 2 quarters, I would say, and almost came back and won the game, if not for a special kick return and the kicker kicking a 58-yard field goal. But I was very impressed with some of the team performances. The Georgia and Texas game was very relevant, and I would say this because ultimately, when you look at that game in terms of the yardage and things like that, Texas should have won the game, quite honestly, even with Carson back out. But that just tells you how much the culture and the coaching staff that Georgia has established there, that they fight for anything. And unfortunately, I think, Sarkisian's going to have to come to a decision, in my opinion, on what he should do at quarterback. Because quite frankly, man, like, Quinn Ewers, like he's a very talented passer whatsoever, but when you don't have the ability to move out the pocket and be a threat to defenses, like he's basically a fish out of water, quite frankly. And I think even though Arch hasn't played a lot of games, if you want to win a championship, I don't think you can win it with Quinn Ewers.
Look at DT dropping bombs right in the first 5 minutes of the show. You dropping bombs. Damn.
Mic drop.
Let's be honest though. Like it's very telling to me when I watch this Texas offense, and okay, so this game, Quinn was actually pushing the ball downfield throughout the whole year. It was averaging 6 yards per throw, but this game he was averaging at least 13 to 14 yards. But when Georgia was running those odd man fronts, running odd blitzes, sending Jalen Walker, Michael Walker, those boys were getting after him. I felt like they needed that creativity from the legs to keep the offense moving and punching in drives and stuff, because the running game was definitely not there. We know what Georgia's front. They also was missing their left tackle, but I still don't think it would make that much of a difference. But I just think, man, I was thinking the whole time, I was going to text y'all in the group like, yo, real talk, when are they going to go to Arch Manning? Like, really though?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. The last time they went to Arch Manning, we kind of stopped that too, because we were kind of prepared for that when they played at Texas, because they had to try to get something going, because you couldn't get anything done last time. But I'm gonna say this: I had a conversation with somebody, and somebody was telling me that they got Texas going for a 2-touchdown score lead. They're playing Clemson. I'm not going to sleep on Dabo Swinney. I get it. I completely understand Dabo portal. I completely understand that Dabo is a in-house developer. I get all of that. But one thing that I will say, that even after that Georgia loss at the beginning of the season for Clemson, they went on a roll. Yeah. They went on a roll. Yeah, they had losses on their schedule. They did. But they went on a roll from that point forward, which hence belted them into the ACC championship game. Now, I'm not going to sit over here and say that Stark is a bad coach. I just think that at this point in time, and I agree with you, if your best chance of winning is probably going to be with Arch. But if you leave Quinn in, I'm just going to say like this: I'm not going to sleep on Dabo Swinney one little bit, that they can go into Austin and come out with a win. And proving you can go into Austin and come out with a win. Georgia did it. So I'm not going to completely shut Clemson out and say that Texas got that W. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But yes.
I think you touched on a real key point about Sarkisian, and maybe not saying he's a bad coach, but I do question a little bit about the experience level in the preparation for these type of games. To me, it seemed like Kirby Smart in Georgia was much more prepared for them and what they were going to in their game, and what Texas' game plan was going into this game. To your point, Arch did come into that game for a little bit. It had a couple of times where he ran the football. it did seem like they were Georgia was ready and prepared for that. I haven't seen enough of Texas consistently during the year, seen enough of Arch to say that he gives them the ultimate edge. Sometimes, as observers of football, sometimes as fans, we become the biggest fan of the backup quarterback because he's something different, and we think that he can take us to the next level. I think Arch has tremendous physical tools. I just don't know if he's ready mentally to be able to, to make this run. Maybe they can do a dual threat thing. And again, maybe, Quinn isn't it, but I think there's some reason that Steve Sarkisian is a little bit hesitant on turning over the reins to Archie Manning. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a loyalty, if you will, to Quinn because he is so late in his career. We're looking at possibly him going into the NFL next year or what. But I'm eager to see how it happens, man, how what they do going forward, because it does seem like at times Archie does bring a little bit different dynamic to that team and a little bit different juice, but can it be sustainable? Question.
No, and I completely agree with that. I know we mentioned Jalen Walker. Shout out to him. That's our third Buckus Award winner. Shout out to Jalen Walker.
Oh, okay.
Third one, even though the SEC ranked him second all SEC, but he's the Buckus Award winner. So we're not going to talk about that. I think that was just a slight from the SEC getting mad at what Kirby said. But yeah, I really do think it is something. I don't think it's loyalty to Quinn because Archie kind of when he went out, they were hyping him up. They were behind him. I don't think it's just a loyalty thing. I just think that right now, the way Stark is looking at it is like Quinn gives him a better chance than putting a backup in that only really kind of, and if we're being real, played against a UTSA. Even though he came out and had a little bit of, even when I think they put him out there with Texas A&M, to be honest with you, in a run package, but that's it. And I mean, can he sit with it? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, DT was going to say something. I don't want to cut him off. Go ahead, DT.
So I get what you guys are saying, and I'm not trying to make this as like we all love the backup quarterback thing. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of if I'm in this championship run, who do I feel like will give me a better chance? Because Quinn Ewers, to me, he's kind of have been up and down throughout his time at Texas. He has some right moments, and there are some times where he has been very underwhelming. And I just think, with this run, I probably don't have as much faith with him at quarterback, even though he has the most experience. And even though Arch doesn't have a lot of experience, we have seen in championship games where the backup quarterback has came in and surprisingly played well throughout CFP history.
We're not gonna bring up that game. We not to bring up that game. We're not gonna bring up that game.
He looked good.
No, I'm just saying we're just not gonna bring up that game. I don't
want no problem. I don't want no problems.
Look, that's PTSD right there.
let me ask you guys this. And I don't want to beat this point over the head. But let me ask you guys this: when Archie did come in, when that Texas, the UTSA game and the other games, did he grab the bull by the horns and really show and show that he should be the man for the job? Because to me, I haven't really seen those moments. I haven't seen those moments where he's like really come in and say, you know what, I should really be the man. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's just like if Arch Manning if his name wasn't Archie Manning, he just Joe Blow, the backup at Texas, and he came in and played the way Archie did, would you guys be like, okay, we need to go to Joe Blow, or we need to stay with Quinn Ewers?
I can't really say that because he didn't play nobody. Can we really say that he took the bull by the horns playing a UTSA? Like that's the thing. Like, can we really say he took the bull by the horns playing a UTSA?
That's a very fair point. Did he take the bull by the horns?
I mean, because even when he came in and played Georgia to try to wake us up, we stopped him. And they only gave him running plays. We didn't see I can't remember. I have to go back and really look at the game, but I can't remember if he even threw a pass.
I think they were just Georgie out there.
That's,
I had to get that in.
like,
I had to get that
I'm
in.
good. No, but yeah, like.
So the best opponent in terms of talent when he started, they're a bad team though, was Mississippi State.
What did he do? What was his stat
He
line?
was 26-31, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, six carries, 33 yards, and a rushing touchdown.
Sound
In his
pretty
first SEC start.
What
I mean,
about
you
running
can
back?
give. I mean, it's SEC, it's Mississippi State. We all know they weren't good, but it's still an SEC opponent.
Yeah,
So
they're
yeah,
not
I
from
mean,
that key.
yeah, I will give him that. But can he do that again against a Clemson, against Ohio State, against a Michigan? Because Texas played Michigan at the beginning of the year. Could he do the same thing against those type of teams? That's the question that you kind of have to ask yourself. Can those numbers be duplicated or close to if he plays the likes of those teams? And that's where I think that's where the question mark comes in.
I feel you.
I mean, I want to see him succeed. I really do. I want to see what he can really do. But that's all up to start. And then it's supposed to be, rumor has it, Quinn's supposed to be trying to make a comeback and stay an extra year. So
that's gonna make it uncomfortable. It's gonna make it uncomfortable for somebody. Somebody may have to go. That's interesting.
right. I mean, didn't they cut out the spring transfers?
It's Ole Miss. Be like y'all.
I mean, he should have went to Ole Miss because he would have been starting. Yeah, he would have been starting right away because somebody leaving. Dart's leaving after this year. That would have been their starting quarterback.
I think he really wanted to be coached by Steve Sarkisian and play for that team. Big brand, and let me tell you something. I was down in Houston. I think I was at the NCAA Final Four. I'm not bragging, but ran into some Texas folks. Got some folk down there, and they were talking about their NIL. This was 2 years ago. They were talking about last year. They were talking about their NIL money and big money down there. So I can just imagine what they pay Arts to come down there. So
yeah,
but hey,
it's a lot of money
back from Texas. So I mean, it's multiple bags to be had out here. You know what I mean? So maybe if Quinn wants to come back and play another year, who's to say it's at Texas? But maybe he'll take a bag, and we'll see.
We'll see. So let's I'm gonna save this other one for last, but let's go ahead and talk about the Alabama or Miami. Well, Alabama being the first one out, Miami being the second one out, and then putting SMU in after they. I'm not going to call it a bad game because that was a spectacular game against Clemson. Should Alabama or Miami be salty or upset that they are not in the CFP this year? DT, I'm going to start with you. How do you think Alabama and Miami should feel?
Well, just be very clear. You gotta win your games. Point blank, period. You gotta win your games. You have to look impressive winning your games. Now, I understand for Miami, they were 10-2. They got bounced out of the ACC championship.
Mm-hmm.
You lost 2 games. One game you lost to a Georgia Tech team that literally took Georgia to 8 overtimes. And then you lost to a sneaky Syracuse team.
Mm-hmm.
What? I believe the points were like by 2. They lost by 2 and 40. Yeah. And the biggest catalyst for me was Miami was not a complete team.
True.
They were not a complete team. They were really carried by Cam Ward and that offense. And when you look at the defense, unless they were playing somebody a lesser tier, they could not get off the field. They could not get necessary turnovers. They couldn't get stops consistently like we see some of these teams in the 12-team playoffs, I would say. So I think the more doomed situation for Miami is they were not a complete team, and those losses were big because they were lost because the defense. And they truly saw that Cam Ward was really carrying that team on his shoulders, which is why he was in the hot race. But Alabama, look, dog. CHenry, I know you've been fussing with
Everybody and their mama. Everybody and their mama. Baby.
Look, man, I got to fussing with my students about it. Hey, man, you can't lose to Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. Respectfully, you can't lose to Oklahoma when they don't have their 5 starting wide receivers, make up offensive line, and a quarterback that is not really throwing the ball effectively. He had 25 carries for 135 yards rushing. It was 1940s football out there, and you lost 24-3. And Jalen Milroe looked like he set black people back.
Don't be talking about. Listen, BT. Listen, I've already been accused multiple weeks of talking down.
He looked like he set us back. He looked like what the
I don't own that. We can't talk about Jalen Milroe like that. They won't let us talk about Jalen Milroe like that, man.
They talk about Jalen Milroe like that. They don't even. They said it's time for that man to go. That's the situation.
But like Bama just got to win those games, man. Like that's not something we're used to, right?
Exactly.
This is post Nick Saban. I'm not used to seeing Alabama stumble down the stretch. Maybe one game at least, but maybe to a higher tier team, not a Vanderbilt. I think that's the problem that people need to realize. And now everybody's trying to make an argument for Clemson, but Clemson was in the ACC championship game. They won the ACC championship game, but they didn't get the benefit of getting the 4th seed, and they have to play at Texas. That is the huge difference that people are not realizing. Right. They got in the playoff with 3 wins, but that was mainly because of a conference that was fighting tooth and nail against each other. Miami had a shot. They wasn't a complete team. Clemson was more of a complete team. They're able to run the football. They can play defense. Their quarterback is playing good. They have a good coaching staff whatsoever. Clemson deserved to get in the playoffs. They're just not going to get a bye in the 4th seed. They have to go and play at Texas. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just true. I mean, again, as people were trying to clown on Georgia losing to Alabama, and I said, well, that's their only claim to fame is them beating the Georgia team that year. That was their playoffs. That was their Super Bowl, to be honest with you. Because after that, they just looked inconsistent going for the rest of the season. And I do agree. This is not a Nick Saban team that we're used to. This is post Nick Saban. And I tell a lot of Alabama fans, I said, look, I don't know if y'all know who Kevin DeBoer is. I don't know if y'all really watched him at Washington, and I think Fresno? Was it Fresno State or? Yeah, I don't think y'all watched him over there. He's an offense heavy guy. He doesn't really put in that much into defense. I'm just being real with that. The Washington defense, if it wasn't for them going back and forth like that with Oregon could have won. I just felt like Dan Lanning was just kind of a little bit over his head a little bit that game, and kind of making those mistakes. But if you look at his track record, that's where I even told a couple of fans, I'm used to Alabama bringing in about 2 to 3, sometimes 4 or 5-star defensive players. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing 5-star offensive players, but where's the defense? And then even the spring game should have told a lot of people something about what this team was going to look like. 54 points over on the defense, your first team defense. Should have known that this was going to be more so try to be a high power offense type team. So again, that's not going to win in the SEC. We all know that SEC is about trenches. Okay, we like the strong quarterbacks, we like the strong running backs, but we also love our trenches. So I don't know what it's going to look like moving forward next year. There's a rumor that Milrose wants to come back himself as well, to try to raise his draft stock. I'm just like, I don't know what more you can do, buddy. I really don't.
I agree with you. Miami, as far as they're concerned, again, I agree with you, DT. They run a complete team. It was pretty much all led by Cam Ward, all-world quarterback, all-world African-American quarterback. I want to make sure all my nemesis who say I don't big up the African-American quarterbacks, y'all listen.
New York Giants quarterback.
But again, they lost to a Syracuse team, which is a middle-of-the-road team. They had some close games with Cal as well.
Mm-hmm.
They did not participate in they not participate. They lost their way. They couldn't get into the game, if you will.
Yeah.
I think that's just a recipe for, disaster. The ACC overall wasn't quite, thought of as highly as the other conferences. We look at the end of year rankings. I think it comes out that basically there weren't too many highly ranked teams into that conference. We're looking at basically SMU and Clemson pretty much being the class of the and Miami being the class of the conference. So that's it. So to me, you got to dominate. We just saw Florida State last year go 12-1. Quality wins. They lost their quarterback and they didn't get in. So you're going to probably have to do. I know it's 12 teams, but again, what did we say last year? It don't matter how many teams it is. It's always going to be somebody mad. It's always going to be somebody upset. If it's 4 teams, team 5 and 6 going to be upset. If it's 8 teams, teams 9 and 10 going to be upset. 12 is going to be 14 and 15 or 13 and 14. However, you got to win your games, like DT said. Alabama, great win against Georgia. I know you got a strong strength of schedule. Everybody want to talk about the strength of schedule. But if you ain't beating everybody on the schedule, what good is the strength of schedule? If you beat Georgia, that's good. Great win. That's fine. But you lost to 2 mid teams.
But this is where I think a lot of people are getting like our 4 playoffs confused with the 12 playoffs. People still want to use that strength of schedule, but it's been shown countless times throughout these rankings. It doesn't matter about your strength of schedule. It matters what those wins and losses are looking like, and who did you lose to.
I will say this: because they had Alabama had the 3. Mm-hmm. If they beat Tennessee, I'm sorry. If they lose 3 games, but not to those 2 mid teams. Say if it's a Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee. Say I know they didn't play a couple of those teams. They take those 3 losses this year. People are going to give them the benefit of the doubt over SMU because of their track record, because of the history, because they always there. They're a big brand. Well, you lose to Vandy. Now Vandy was a much better team than they normally are, but in our minds, when we hear Vanderbilt football, we always think second rate, low rate order. Even with Georgia Tech, they had a great year this year.
Vanderbilt.
Nobody doesn't.
I don't even think about Vanderbilt.
Nobody doesn't.
So now with you losing to them, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Oklahoma, a lot of history there, but they've been kind of middle of the road the last 2 years before they even came to your conference. They're middle of the road. You lose to them. That's not going to overshadow a Georgia win. I'm sorry. It's not. It's just not. Not when you have other teams who are winning their conference, only have 1 or 2 losses, have a strong resume. You've got to win your games. SEC folks are talking about they want to stop the competitive games that they're scheduling outside of the conference. That's not even your problem. You lost to Vandy. You lost to Oklahoma, Ole Miss. I don't know exactly who they lost to. They lost to some 1 or 2 mid.
Ole Miss lost to Kentucky.
Exactly.
And then
was that at home? They lost to Kentucky at home?
I think so. I think the loss to Kentucky was at home.
South Carolina has a questionable loss or 2. You don't think of them as a big boy. I think of them as SEC team. But
I'm gonna hold off on South Carolina because South Carolina. I'll be honest with you. If I was Georgia, I'm glad they didn't put us on our schedule. I'm glad they didn't put them on our schedule because South Carolina could have beat Alabama. They could have been a 4-loss team, but they just didn't have the offense. Their quarterback is still learning, even though he won Player of the Year, I think, for the SEC. But he's still learning. But that front 7 that South Carolina had was legit. So we're gonna put South Carolina in its own little corner over there.
All I'm saying is there's a lot of uproar about the SEC schedule being so tough, and they want to stop scheduling the big boys non-conference.
But
that's not your problem.
Hold on. SEC schedule was not tough. It was not tough.
You let some of these fans on that Twitter, get to talking.
Yeah,
they'll tell you it's the toughest conference in the land.
No, because some of these teams or people weren't looking at these teams' schedule. Missouri had a soft schedule. There should have been no reason why Texas should have had a soft schedule. They didn't see the likes of Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss. They didn't see that. Now we gave Texas exactly. If we gave Texas Oklahoma schedule, then we can have a really conversation that all of those teams were that. Oklahoma didn't get the fair treatment coming in. Oklahoma should have got Texas scheduled, to be honest with you.
And the injuries and
Like,
stuff didn't help either.
exactly. Missouri, like Kentucky had an okay schedule. Florida was the one that had a very tough schedule, to be honest with you.
I think they exceeded expectations for that schedule too.
Exactly. They had, but we're not gonna talk about Billy Nape and them down there in the swamp. But again, they sent Georgia on the road. Much start us off with a Clemson and then shoot us on the road to an Alabama, Ole Miss, and then the Texas. Like, no, the schedule was hard, but some of the teams got soft. Nobody just didn't expect a Vandy to pop off the way they did, a South Carolina to pop off where they did. Kentucky looked good at first. Arkansas had its up and downs, but they beat Tennessee.
Right. And I think when we talk about NIL, we talk about the redistribution of talent, you know what I'm saying, out here. We're going to see some of these non-traditional schools probably, take a step up. The schedule is going to be the schedule. But again, at the end of the day, you lose 3 times, 2 of them to mid schools, don't make your conference championship. I don't care what conference you win. You probably not making it. And everybody needs to get their mind right. SEC, ACC, Big 10,
it don't
Big
matter.
12, Group of 5. If you hit them 3, mid losses, 3, not in your championship game, make plans for the Alamo Bowl. Make plans for the Pinstripe Bowl. Make plans for the Pop-Tart Bowl. Make plans for one of the bowls. And that's okay.
Miami and that Pop-Tart
That's okay, because we need them too. So, yeah, I think, Alabama fans, and to your point, that schedule, because we have the conferences are so robust now, Alabama's going to get a light schedule 2 or 3 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next year. I don't know. I haven't seen the schedule for everybody for next year.
No, our schedules
it's just the way it is. It's going to be rotating. It's going to be rotating schedules, and folks are going to have easier slates than others year in, year out.
Yeah, but all of our schedules in the SEC are flipped and reversed. So we get the same teams. It's just now those 3 teams I mentioned that we went on the road with, they come to.
Y'all got them at home. Okay.
Yep.
So basically,
we just flipped our schedule.
Oklahoma got another tough schedule. What you telling me?
Basically, and Texas got another easy breezy lemon squeezy schedule.
Ooh, okay.
So, well, I ain't gonna say easy breezy because they got to come see us, but there's that. But we're gonna quickly touch on the auto seating and kind of touch on how the playoffs, and then I'll save this one last so we can, once we get done talking to him, it'll be this good transition to the NFL. But the auto seeding, auto bidding, how did y'all feel about that? Did y'all like that the first top 4 teams get it? And then the 5th team will be the next 5th highest score team that won from their championship game. Do y'all think that that's fair? How did y'all feel about that?
I really didn't have a problem with the automatic seeds in terms of the ones that won their conference. I felt like that was right. You win your conference, you should get rewarded to have an off week and having a respected bowl game that you would prefer to play. Oregon gets to play in the Rose Bowl. Boise State gets to play in Fiesta Bowl. We all remember the Fiesta Bowl where they played Oklahoma back in 2007. I like that. I will say I've been seeing a lot of people from the Ohio State side questioning why from 5 through 9, why did they let Penn State get ahead of Ohio State? Me personally, I didn't have a problem with that either. I'm probably going to be the one outlier out of the Buckeye fan base and probably get kicked out of group chat when I get back. But to me, it doesn't matter. I feel like whoever's in the playoff, you got to have the mindset of whoever's playing. You're going to be playing one of the 12 teams that proved that they were able to get in. And Ohio State's going to be playing Tennessee, Penn State, playing SMU. I mean, it's going to be a hard game for SMU to go from heading already to the ACC. Now you're playing in a Big Ten environment, whiteout in a playoff atmosphere. Does it look favorable for Penn State? Yes. But that's not to say they will actually win because it's still a SMU team that can score points. And we know with Penn State, to me, that was an outlier game in terms against Oregon. They didn't really look that potent all year when they were playing at certain times. Yeah, it was really more of the running backs and Tyler Warren carrying the team throughout the year. They just probably just hit a little outlier against Oregon. I really don't
Yeah.
expect that again unless they're playing a team with really a very average defense.
Yeah.
I don't really have that. I don't have a problem with them getting bids, and I think this year kind of worked out. Now somehow, in terms of the conference champions getting bids, I do think they probably need to reseed. Once they do the rankings, if you got a team like Arizona State, they're 16, they're a champion. I agree they need to be there, but maybe not the first round bye in the home game. You know what I mean? So I think that they should probably look at seeding according to ranking. But I don't have a problem with the champions getting an automatic bid. I don't have a problem with somebody like, say, we said it last week. If Clemson won a tight game, they may bump somebody, and they did. I don't have a problem with that. I think that adds and heightens, the excitement of that championship week, man.
So you said Arizona State was 16?
They're ranked like
technically.
16. Technically, like their ranking, overall ranking is like 15 or 16.
Okay, so if they wasn't, how should I say this? Let's say, do you think they would probably put another conference champion in that spot, or no?
No, because if Iowa State
it depends on
won, they
whoever's
were
the highest
at
rated
15.
team. Yeah, whoever was the highest ranked. So,
rated team. Yeah.
So like right now, I don't know. Let me bring the rankings up real quick.
Yeah, because it was Arizona State, then Iowa State, and then you had Clemson. They were all right there with each other.
Okay.
So Clemson came in at number.
Throw me off.
Yeah, Clemson comes in at number 12, but then like I was having the argument, even though people say, "Oh, you don't move a Clemson up to number 4 from where they were seated all the way," but I'm like, well, Arizona State is right only 2 spots ahead of Clemson. You don't move them up into number 2. Number 4 themselves. I know. I think they're like number 3. Like, you see what I'm saying? So like the rankings that they have. Go ahead.
They're ranked 16th and they're seeded 12. I'm sorry, seeded 12. Arizona State is ranked 12th. They're seeded 4th. Boise State is ranked 9th. They're seeded 3rd. Indiana is ranked 8th. They're seeded 10th. So I would I don't have a problem with the automatic bids for the champions, but I do think the seeding should probably go according to the rank.
Okay. And I think that's where it confused a lot of people when they say, "Oh, you don't move a team up that is here all the way up to here." But I'm just like, if they're the highest ranked next conference championship, that makes sense to do that. So that's why that's why I do agree with you. The rankings. Once we get down to that last in this conference championship, those rankings shouldn't matter anymore. It should be based off of where you're going to put 1 through 12.
I will have one little conduit, one little, if then. I do think, though, conference champions being seated currently how they are does keep that importance on the regular season. Because, as we add teams to this thing, we're watering down the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Before you had to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, like, once the conference championships are played, those rankings shouldn't matter anymore. The rankings should matter when everything is still trying to be finalized, and where, like, if their teams are not playing during conference champions, like they said, they're not going to move them up, move them down. They're right where they're at. Then wherever their ranking is, that's where their ranking is, and that's how they go about it. But once we get into start setting up the bracket and everything, those rankings really shouldn't matter, besides the ones that didn't play in the conference championship.
Now, that is how I feel overall. You know what I'm saying? But if I do want to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. That if I do want to just really, really increase and keep the importance on the regular season and keep these teams really, really motivated to win their championship. Because some folks will be like, you know what? I don't even want to make my championship, because if I'm 10th, Alabama, they didn't have to play. They didn't have to win to get into the playoff. They could have just chilled, let everything kind of play its part. People don't feel SMU, they in there. You know what I mean? So, but to keep that importance and keep that emphasis on winning the championship and getting in and getting a favorable, if you will, You got to win your ship. I can see how the NCAA or the committee may say, this is how we're going to keep the emphasis on, the regular season and folks winning the championship, not just doing good enough to get in and then let's go. You know what I mean? So, but to your point, I do want to see it ultimately, by seeding gets by ranking gets the final ranking, you get the best seeding.
Yeah, and then that's kind of like where it should be. So let's talk really quickly about Bill Belichick actually being a coach at UNC and if he will succeed. You know that Bill Belichick had his, I guess you could say, drafting process. So I kind of want to see how he does in recruiting. I do believe that he's going to be kind of like on Deion Sanders level. People will go and will want to play for him because he is known, for his coaching and known to be, had Tom Brady, the most, you might as well say the greatest quarterback in the NFL. So I do want to definitely see how he does with recruiting and see if people will actually kind of go into his, I guess you can say what his dream of or what he is thinking that he's going to lead a school like UNC, who's a basketball school, slightly football school going into. But what do you guys think? CHenry or DT, one of y'all.
I'm you know what? I'm hoping that he has some success. I do think, just from off his name and reputation, folks are going to want to come play for him. He knows what an NFL player looks like. He knows what a great NFL player looks like. He knows everything scheme-wise, schematically you could ever know about the NFL. So if you're interested in getting to the NFL, you definitely probably want to go play for Coach Belichick. But on the other hand, I think, also with the game kind of switching more so towards a professional model, people are getting paid. He's bringing in Mike Lombardi to be his GM of sort. Now he was part of some of them bad drafts too, so I don't know how they gonna work this out. But with that model kind of going more towards a professional situation, he may have some success. He's bringing in a couple other folks. I don't have the names right in front of me. A couple other folks kind of build his infrastructure around him, and I think he's only going to do this for 2 or 3 years. There's already been some talk about him basically setting the foundation for his son to take over. I think that was one of the conditions that mentioned allegedly in this deal, that his son would be a coach in waiting, if you will, and set the stage for him. Nepotism at its finest. No one talked about that though. We ain't really heard about that too much. But with that being said, I think he'll be okay. He's on to the ACC. He's going to a program where I won't say the expectations are extremely, extremely high right now. So he'll have a couple of years to kind of get it together. And I think, again, 2 to 3 years, he'll probably try to hand that off to his son and, going to the sunset. And then what they said, 5 years, I mean, the dollars were like 30, 40 million. So,
yeah.
And listen, he still got young person game because he got that 23-year-old fiance. So he still can talk to the youngins. He still can talk to the youngins.
DT.
Maybe she got some girls. Maybe she gonna be part of the recruiting team. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
So I am shocked, but after thinking about it thoroughly, things like that, I kind of understand why he would go to the college game. To me, I felt like a lot of people wouldn't really consider him a head coaching option in the NFL pool this upcoming season. I think we've seen some of the younger coaches, and even you do have a retread. A lot of them are not going to someone, and I'm not trying to do ageism up here. Someone pretty much in their 70s and stuff like that. They seen what happened in New England down the stretch, not putting talent around Tom Brady, the bad drafts, executive decisions. I think it bring a lot of concern to some of these NFL organizations. So him going to the University of North Carolina, I think is a great move for college football. I believe, obviously, we're going to start seeing more of these coaches from the NFL level probably go to these college programs and take over and build their brands and stuff whatsoever. I think it's good for the ACC. Obviously, Dabo has been the golden boy in that conference for a mighty, mighty long time, and to have Bill Belichick in the University of North Carolina, Like you said, CHenry, he knows what an NFL player looks like. He's been around NFL players. He's coached with Nick Saban. He's been coached with a lot of people, so he understands football. Um, and I think the biggest thing for me is trying to bridge that relationship with the new generation of college athletes than it was from the past, because now you have to deal with
Mhm.
NIL deals. Now you have 18-year-olds who's literally going to have almost $1 million in their pocket, and you also have the transfer portal, which is basically free agency. You're used to that. Um,
Yeah.
that stuff is going to be very interesting to see how he functions, how he handles that. But I think it's going to be slightly different a little bit, I would say, with the if we were trying to compare it to Coach Prime, because I think with Coach Prime, he was automatically building, he was getting people off of the stuff like that. Belichick is not going to attract people just like Coach Prime, but he's going to
Mhm.
get guys. He's going to get some guys there. So I'm very excited what University of North Carolina is going to look in the next couple of years. Plus, he's in a good market. I went to college down there, Shaw University. A lot of college athletes everywhere in North Carolina. So it's going to be a great recruiting battle between NC State and Duke.
Okay, I can't. Like I said, I can't wait to see what's going to happen down there. So, speaking of Bill Belichick, let's talk about the NFL. We are getting down to the wire. It's almost time for the seedings for the playoffs. These
Mm-hmm.
last couple of games are going to make the deciding of who's going, who's not, who's going to be eliminated here pretty soon, and who's going to be winning their division. And I see DT is already ready. Talk about it. So let's start with DT's division first with that NFC East and kind of seeing what's going down over there. I think you guys still have the lead in number one for that. Even though the Cowboys are starting to play a little bit better, but how do you feel about your chances of actually winning the division this year?
Well, actually, the Eagles are leading the division right now.
They okay. I couldn't remember who.
We're
I couldn't
second.
really think. Y'all second. Okay.
Yeah, we're
How many
second.
games behind?
Uh, I'll probably say about 2.5, 3.
Half. Okay. Okay.
We already lost to the Eagles, but to me, currently right now, being very real, I find it unlikely that we will win a division. I think that tough stretch between playing Pittsburgh Steelers, then playing Philadelphia, and then dropping that egg against Dallas, I think that was probably a big factor in why we're 8-5 right now. Some
Mm-hmm.
injuries and stuff as well. Um, I think my biggest goal right now is trying to pursue the 6 seed, because looking at the Green Bay Packers schedule, they still have to play majority of the North and still have a couple of games to go. Um, and I could see them probably dropping a couple of games like that while having the Rams and the Bucks um, catching up to our tails. I would say. Um, I think the biggest goal right now is either holding on to the 7 seed or at best try to go for the 6 seed. I would say. So I'm looking at the last 3 games. We're playing New Orleans. We get Philly again. Have Marshawn Lattimore, more than likely. Have a healthier Brian Robinson. We'll see how they go, and hopefully, um, they learn some things from the first matchup. Then you have Atlanta Falcons. We'll probably be playing Penix by then, and then we'll have the Dallas Cowboys in
Oh,
Dallas.
oh no, oh no, no. Oh, I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna sit back. I know you did.
Oh yeah, you knew it was coming. Because
That was shot
I
across the
have
bow.
this is
A
you
shot
this
across
is
the
for
bow.
the second straight year I have been
Mm,
distraught with your Atlanta Falcons. Every
mm,
year I've been trying to get them to win the division, and they do
mm,
this. What is going on in Atlanta? What's going on in
mm,
Atlanta? E?
mm,
I need to know.
mm,
And plus, my
mm.
fantasy team is getting cooked. My fantasy team getting cooked.
Well,
I had
well,
Kirk. I
well,
had Kirk for 1 game. It was awful.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what's going on with Kirk. I mean, defense been playing better. They came out the
They
bye
have,
week playing
they
better.
have. They got five
But
sacks. They got 5 sacks last week or something, or the week before.
yeah,
I said, damn.
yeah, it's against the Chargers, against
Yeah.
the Herbert. You know, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tampa Bay's now leading. So we just need to hope somebody come over there and drop Tampa to put us back in there and we can go from there. I don't know why. I don't know what they got going on.
You see DT looking real concerned because I'm looking at these playoff rankings right now. The Rams are nipping at the heel.
Very much nipping at the heel. We gotta win.
They on that 7th. They on that 8th seed right now. They on that 8th seed.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta win something. So hopefully they can go to Vegas and do something. You know, the Hawks out there. Hopefully the Hawks can rub off some of their winning onto there. And you know what I'm saying? Because they play Saturday, we play Monday. So hopefully they can do something and rub something off on them. I don't know what's going on with Kirko chain. We snatched that chain though. Can't call him that. No more swag for him either.
Did nobody help him in the A? He just got his chain snatched. They just ran with it. Ain't nobody help.
Yeah, we snatched, baby. He's Kirk Cousins, and that's what he's gonna be. He's Kirk Cousins. That's all we gonna call him. I mean, he can be. No, he ain't getting that chain back. I'm sorry. We gotta take that. We gotta take that. So yeah, I don't know. Defense been playing well. But I don't even want to just say it's the whole entire offense. It's Kirk. So I mean, yeah. And he said we might be playing Penix. We'll see. We'll see after this game. If we let Desmond Ridder beat us, then we got a problem. I'm just gonna say that.
Ridder playing?
Oh, I forgot about that. This guy work. Ooh, I forgot about that.
Would be nasty.
I need him to throw that ball to Brock 12 times. Throw the Brock 12.
That's if he know what Brock look like. That's if he know what Brock look like. They said that they're starting this Ridder.
Y'all lose the Ridder. I'm in y'all space. Because I was in Tina's space a couple weeks ago, and somebody told me, like, yeah, we ain't even worried about Tampa. We beat them twice. I said, okay. I can't remember who it was. But I think he's a little worried now. Whoever he is, he's a little worried now.
Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about
what's
the
next
South.
on the line?
Like because right now, even with the NFC South, I'm gonna be honest with you, they got the Carolina Panthers a favorite over the Cowboys. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the NFC South right now.
Tampa Bay is interesting, and you guys still are interesting because, like you say, your defense is playing better football. If Kirk can get it together, he's got the weapons. We're seeing Bijan, Algier scoring. They've got London. Mooney is having a heck of a year. That's been a great pickup for my fantasy team, straight up off the waiver wire for Mr. Mooney. He's doing a heck of a job. Now Kyle Pitts, I don't know. He need a lot of people.
I put it to you like this. A lot of people in the Falcon fan base is not afraid to let him go.
So is he in his 5th year yet, or is this his 5th year?
It's like
your option.
Oh, so he's probably not getting his option picked up then.
No, I think they already did.
Okay. So he's going into his.
I think they already did so, but they can be looking for a trade partner if they want to, because we're kind of thin at draft picks. So I don't know. Just be on the lookout for that one. If they don't think,
Can he block?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not a blocking tight end.
So he can't block. Okay.
I just need to know.
Hey, you never know, DT. A change of scenery. Let him get behind. Let him get behind young.
I mean, he might go back home. You know, he's from Philly, so he might go back home.
Man, I don't need him to go to Philly.
Don't go to Philly.
The mango stronger already is. I got to win on this contract.
I'm so dead. But no. The next interesting division that we can look at is the AFC North. Over there, they are very interesting. I think the Steelers has the lead over there, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
So that's a very interesting division.
They have some interesting games though coming up,
didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they did.
yeah.
They got some interesting games coming up, and there are a couple of games. Pittsburgh is a couple of games over Baltimore.
Mhm.
But they have a couple of games coming up that are going to be interesting within the conference. And I think George Pickens may be out. He's not going to say
Yeah,
definitely. I think he's trending to be
that's
out this week, and
Yeah, he
there
has
is
a
a chance
hamstring
that he's going to
injury.
be out next week. So I just wonder how
Yeah.
that offense is going to be able to function. They functioned
Because
pretty well
aren't
last
they
year.
are they about to start the gauntlet that they're with them
yeah.
playing
The
each other now?
Steelers,
Okay.
the Steelers about to start their gauntlet. They have head to
You got the
Philadelphia.
Eagles,
They
got
haven't
the
won in
Eagles,
Philadelphia since
Ravens, and the
1960.
Chiefs.
At
Mm.
the Ravens, Chiefs, and then you play the Bengals again.
So luckily, my man Mike already got his 10 wins. You know what I'm saying? So he there. But yeah, interesting to see how these next 2 or 3 weeks work out. And again, and then after that they have the Bengals. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is key. This is key. It's key.
Baltimore
Can the
has
Ravens get right? They've lost a couple of games in a row. You know, I'm not used to saying that, but
Baltimore schedule. They have.
defensively, they got to get a little bit better.
Can you hear me?
I think he's kind of lagging a little bit.
Oh, that lag.
No, yeah. Go ahead, DC.
Oh, I was just saying. So,
I'm good now.
Baltimore has the Giants, Pittsburgh. They play the Texans on Christmas Day. So I want
Mm-hmm.
people to think about that because they play the Steelers on Saturday, just like the Steelers have to play the Ravens on Saturday. And then you come back 4 days later and play on Wednesday. And then the last
Yeah.
game will be at the Browns.
Yeah, they again, NFC North is about to get very, 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 very interesting.
Very interesting. I like the way that they've scheduled these interdivision games at the end of the year because as these races get more interesting, now you've got to play teams in your division. I mean, you got to actually go out and take it from somebody, and I like that. I like it. Take the division from somebody. Let me get it straight. It's climate that we in. I didn't sound right.
Yeah, and I think at this point, when I look at the AFC North, it's all about a trust factor to me.
Mm-hmm.
I trust Lamar Jackson, but I don't trust John Harbaugh, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I'm more confident in a Mike Tomlin coach team than what I've seen for Baltimore for the past couple of seasons. It's kind of showing up this year. I know there's a couple games they lost because of Justin Tucker and his leg, but they also given up big halftime leads or the third quarter leads. They haven't finished in certain games, and that's why they're currently 8-5. The schedule is quite favorable down the stretch outside of playing Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has that gauntlet, but we just know with Mike Tomlin coach teams and stuff, man, they find a way to win. There's a couple games this year they quite frankly should have lost, but they found a way to win. I got more faith in Mike Tomlin than I do John Harbaugh, but if we're talking about trusting in the talent at the quarterback position who pushed them through, it's Lamar Jackson for me. But Russell Wilson has also balled out as well.
Russell still got something left in the tank, man. He still got something left in the tank, physically and mentally. So he's definitely helping them out. Quarterback players, worlds better than Kenny Pickett and Justin Fields. So they're in position.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna see we're gonna see how that team actually.
I'm sorry,
works.
I said it wrong. Tampa Bay is in the 4th seed. I'm looking at the Rams, and I'm thinking about Tampa Bay, but the Rams are right behind the Washington Commanders in this playoff run, man. So as we swift over to the West, and we're gonna talk about this Thursday night game. Who's gonna win this West, man? Everybody, the Wild West.
The Rams are funny though because one game they look like the team that we expect, with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. They're able to run the football. They got a bunch of young defenders. They don't have an Aaron Donald, but they have complementary rush to get to the quarterback with Fisk and Byron Young and Jarrett Verse. But it's when they played the Eagles, they didn't look like that team. But when they play other teams, they're very up and down. I think hopefully they found their stretch I would say if you're a Rams fan, you find your stretch, they find the continuity and they win these last couple of games. Because at first it didn't look like it was runawayable, and you can catch up with the Seattle Seahawks, and we'll get into that game later on.
Mm-hmm. No, and I do agree with that. The Rams have been a little bit inconsistent this season. They have their ups, they have their downs where they look good. So, but we kind of said that the Rams were going to be sneaky this season. At the start of the season, we said that they would be sneaky.
Yeah,
so
we did.
You know, this is what happens. This is definitely what happens. So we're going to see tonight with the Rams versus the 49ers.
And what's crazy is with this team, you look at a couple of the teams like the Rams and the Seattle. I almost said the Seahawks. I'm sorry, I almost said the Supersonics, but the Seahawks. It's crazy because they're, besides the quarterback position, they are rebuilding on the fly. They are I shouldn't say Cooper Kupp as well, but you got a Puka Nacua, you got a JSN, you have a young guy like Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. You got some young defenders over there on both sides. On both of those teams. So those teams are competing for playoffs, if you will, but also rebuilding that team outside of the quarterback position on the fly. And I think that's impressive. A lot of teams have to, go through the struggle, if you will, while rebuilding. So for them to be doing that while competing for the playoffs is definitely, I think, an impressive feat. And again, both teams are kind of young on the defensive side of the football. I think that lends to some of their inconsistency. When you talk about a team like Arizona, I think for them, they just need Kyler to be who he's supposed to be, which is a top 8 to 10 quarterback in this league. He talking about inconsistent. That guy, we don't know if we're going to see Drew Brees or we're going to see Willie Lump week in and week out. We don't know. We have no idea.
Willie Lump.
That whole division has been up and down with the simple fact that really the 49ers have just been banged up with injuries and they lost a couple games they also should have won as well. And surprisingly, they're 6-7 and the game currently started right now. So we'll see who actually pulls from this NFC West, because I think it's going to be interesting the last 4 games, man.
Oh, yeah. It really is. These I think it's interesting for them too, because you got if the Rams win the night, they're 3-1 in the division compared to the Seahawks being 3-2 right now. So I mean, we're definitely gonna see how this is really gonna play out, because I don't know if that will kind of eliminate the 49ers a little bit, since they're kind of last in the division right now. So, but we'll see. It may come down to the wire for them. But let's go ahead and get into these picks for this week's slate of NFL games that we have. Lord Jesus, praise him. I'm definitely going Rams tonight, so I'm gonna start off with that one. Definitely going Rams tonight.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm kind of torn, because I ain't gonna lie. I got Brock out here in one of my fantasy football leagues, so I need him to do kind of okay. But I might be with you. I think the Rams have been playing very well these last couple of weeks. They're healthy, and this is a rivalry game, if you will. So, I'll go with the Rams. Battle in Cali. I'll go with the Rams.
Let's see. Obviously, no Christian McCaffrey, no Jordan Mason. You're down to your rookie running backs. Deebo Samuel's come tweeting out, and then he gets hit with a community tweet. I'm gonna be honest with you. Obviously, to me, I think this is gonna be a close game. To me, whoever wins this game is going to be about scoring in the red zone and field position and turnovers. To me, right now, I trust what I see with the Rams going. It's going to hurt me a little bit based on what it looked like for the playoffs for the Commanders, but I'm going with the Rams tonight.
Okay. All right. Deebo needs somebody to mush him like he mushed that kicker when that kicker was BS, and somebody need to mush him because he out here BS. We got to take his nickname in a second. Shit, you ain't Debo nobody all season.
Lord Jesus. Tampa Bay versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And give me the guys in blue. They're at
Are
home.
you saying that objectively? Or are you saying that from a division foe?
We see the bias. We see the bias.
That too, but they're at home. So
yeah, I actually had the Chargers as well.
Okay. This is some area for me to make up some room right here. A little area for me. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. I think they travel well. I think that Baker's playing pretty good football. I know that Bucky Irvin may be hurt, may not play in this game, but I think Rashad White's playing well. Mike Evans is back, and I think Tampa Bay continues their role, man. I think Tampa Bay wins this game on the road.
Okay. We got the Colts versus the I'm about to call them the Buccaneers. Look at that. The Broncos. The horses. This is actually gonna be a good game to me, in my honest opinion. They're at home though. I don't like Bo Nix, but give me Bo Nix. They've been playing some pretty good football over there underneath Sean Payton.
Colts coming in a little bit banged up. I just seen about my boy Joshua Downs, Brandon Smith, their tackle. He's looking like he's going to be out. They're going to be playing a tough defense, and they're going to come after the passer. So I'm going to take Broncos with their defense alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on the Bo Nix train as well, man. Bo Nix train, Denver defense, all that this week.
I ain't say that. I just said Broncos defense. You notice I just talk about defensive side. Everybody talking about this Bo Nix, Bojangles.
I mean, if he's like the chicken, he's not. He's bad, but he ain't that bad. Just saying.
Oh, Bojangles a little crispy.
Little crispy.
Too much crust.
But we only eat at we only do their breakfast, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, they got breakfast?
Yeah, they got breakfast.
You gotta get some breakfast, man. It's all good, man.
I ain't know, man. I just know about the chicken.
Go get you a Cajun biscuit. Cajun chicken biscuit, man.
Now, let me ask you this, because I know y'all been in the South. So like we got White Castles. Y'all got what y'all got down there?
With crystals. It'll be crystals for us.
So is Popeyes and Bojangles? Are they affiliated?
No.
Kind of like that?
Nah, they're different.
No, they different.
Okay. Popeyes
better.
Huh? Thank you. Popeyes better.
Popeyes better.
Okay,
man.
okay. That's what's up.
Bojangles only good in North Carolina.
Bingo.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. You learned something.
But we got KC versus those Browns.
Okay.
This one's kind of tough a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't.
Who you talking about, Casey in the Cleveland?
Hey, right in Cleveland playing.
Jameis done talked about pick sixes and God, and y'all seeing him on Hard Knocks, and his wife and the kid. Jameis done won y'all over, huh? Jameis gonna still throw 2 picks in this game.
Jameis ain't won me over. It just KC kind of been. Just KC been kind of playing inconsistent. And this is a good chance for the Browns to try to come back in and try to make up some leeway in that AFC North.
Leeway for what? The Browns leeway for what? Where they trying to go? See the point?
Somewhere.
Where they trying to go?
Somewhere.
I got KC in this one.
You got KC.
I'm taking Kansas City too, but I'm very concerned with Kansas City's offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Give me Big Red. I feel like their offense is concerning, but they still got that defense. Shout out to Chris Jones. Just saying. Let's see here. We got the New England Patriots versus the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals.
Me too. Get right game for Kyler.
Mm-hmm.
Get right game for Kyler.
I ain't gonna lie. Cardinals gonna win, but I don't think it's a get right game.
He said he ain't gonna get back.
I don't know what Cardinal team you gonna get, man. Real talk. They might put 23, 27, but I think
Well, they're at home. That's the first part. That's the first good set. They're at home.
Draco, man.
Draco, you think Draco?
That boy Draco, man. I'm still taking Cardinals though.
Okay. We got the Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans.
You on the
Um,
hook.
give me Joe
Bengals.
Burrow.
Now they actually trying to go somewhere.
Yeah,
They trying to go somewhere. The Bengals.
You still think they got a shot?
I don't think so, but they
if they win some games. You know, Joey can put up 40 on anybody, but you know.
Let me put this schedule. I just want to be very curious real quick. Hold that thought.
He said I want to be very. Why are you pulling that up?
I'm just curious because it's like, to me, nobody's really pulling out of that 7 seed to me in the AFC. And I understand the defense, but the Bengals got Titans, Browns, Broncos, and Steelers. It's definitely tough. But never mind.
I think they can do it. I mean, it's possible.
Well, Joe Burrow don't really beat the Browns, man. That's the one thing. So that's already an L until I see otherwise.
Hold on now. We can't. Hold on. We just can't.
Look at his record against the Browns.
Browns is an automatic.
Look at his record against the Browns, man. Sometimes he got kryptonite. He got the wrong.
I know it's bad, man, but come on, man. I mean, come on. Come on, man. Hey, he got a shot in that game. Yeah, you tell me Pittsburgh and the Broncos game, but he got a shot. In Tennessee and the Browns and Tennessee and Cleveland, they're gonna be on my parlays for sure. Cincinnati.
Well, you might be in a rude awakening.
Facts.
I might.
Facts.
Joe Burrow has a 2-5 record against the Browns in his career.
Yeah. 3-5. Hey, listen.
Let's get back.
Jameis playing or Deshaun, it don't matter. He got a chance. Joe got a chance.
Did he play Deshaun last year?
I mean, I don't listen. I don't give a damn. Hey, he got 2 of them against somebody. He got 2 of them. He won 2 against somebody. DT.
I think he played Dorian Thompson-Robinson last year. Got smoked, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He might, man. Listen. On my parlays.
No, matter of fact,
I want to see your parlay when you bet on Cleveland. I want to see it.
I'm not doing this with you.
If you believe.
It's the fact that he said, if you believe, Lord. Bills and the Detroit. Well, hold on. I didn't see it was a line.
That's a prime matchup. We go that last.
Yeah, my Miami versus the Texans. Who do y'all have?
This is a
I'm going with Miami
right here. Houston ain't been playing the best.
Who did you say, DT?
You might be on the sun right there, DT.
I'm going with Miami, man.
You want Miami?
Good one.
Miami in the upset. Take the points.
Who is wait, Nico just came back, didn't he? Or he's still out?
I don't mean none.
Now Nico been back a couple weeks.
If CJ can't maneuver in a muddy pocket, there ain't gonna be nothing. CJ gotta learn how to move in the pocket, man. They ain't got Ohio State no more.
I think, you know what, DT?
Take a Dolphins, man.
Got me stumped, man. I'm gonna go Houston though. Got me stumped.
You gonna go Houston?
I think Joe Mixon has a big game. We're getting down to playoff time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Houston. Hopefully they got some stuff together on their bye week.
They are. That is right. They are coming off of a bye week.
Miami hot though. They hot. Tua hot.
Well, that's exactly why I picked them.
I'm gonna go Miami. I'm gonna go Miami. We got the Steelers versus the Eagles. Oh, this is a good little matchup.
Ooh, hey man.
We got trouble in the land of brotherly love. And we got no Pickens.
No Pickens.
I mean, that actually
I'm
kind
going
of went
Philly.
together with that. No
I'm going
Pickens.
Philly.
That actually went together. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty clever.
I'm sorry, I didn't even think about it. I wasn't even thinking
Give
like
me
that.
the Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah.
Only reason I'm going with Philadelphia because my students who are Pittsburgh Steelers fans can shut up.
Hmm.
Them boys been talking like they're the Cowboys lately.
They've been disrespectful up in there.
Good God Almighty, boy! I tell you something. It's like almost if the soul of the Dallas Cowboy mediocrity don't transfer to the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though Pittsburgh at least win 10 games almost every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this maybe Jalen and AJ can work some things out. Saquon going crazy.
Oh, I'm surprised we ain't talked about that. That was nasty by Graham.
By AJ.
Graham too.
Only reason why I didn't bring that up because I'm just like that. Look,
work it out.
It ain't the fact that they work it out.
Be like Theo and McMahon, 20-year beef.
Okay.
Boy, still beef with her, man. Let that hate go, man.
Yeah, sometimes, man, you just like, man, I don't even like this dude. Like, dog, they forever link too. They forever link. You know what I'm saying? So, who you going with, Lady E? Did you pick the Pittsburgh?
I said the Eagles.
I
said the Eagles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we all three on the Eagles. Okay.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Baltimore and the Giants.
Giants want to lose. Yeah, let Ravens win.
Give me Lamar and them Ravens.
And War to New York.
Them Edgar Allan Poes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to Baltimore.
Edgar Allan Poe is nasty.
Yeah, give me them Edgar Allan Poes.
I like that. I like that.
He don't caught off the back of the corner. That boy Puka nasty, dog.
Lord Jesus. Green Bay versus the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh.
Now this is a game.
Yeah.
This is a good game too. This is a good game too. My man Love, man, he's been kind of up and down a little bit. Jordan's been a little up and down.
Slump.
Yeah.
Been hurt a little bit, but I like the way Josh Jacobs is running. I don't know who is going to be playing defense for Green Bay. They had a lot of guys out when they played us. Jair Hill was out. The young one of the young linebacker they just drafted, the guy from Texas. I can't think of his name. That was your boy DT. The linebacker from Texas A&M drafted Green Bay. What's his name? Edgerrin Cooper. Yeah, he didn't play last week, so I don't know if those guys are going to go. But we also don't know if it doesn't look like Kenny Walker is going to go either. So I'm gonna go Green Bay. Stick with the North. Green Bay.
I don't know if he'll repeat though.
He did. He looked damn good. I hope he repeat. He on my fantasy team. Like he looked damn good.
So this is one of those tough games. Oh, yeah, almost for a pick. Got him by it. Hey, this a night game too?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what. Give me Seattle for the upset. I feel like a lot of people outside of it, I think Seattle might pull it off, man.
Definitely wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust Gino this week. I'm gonna trust Gino. So give me them Seahawks.
I need JSC. I need 9 catches.
Yeah, well, yeah. Give me the Seahawks. I like Green Bay because I got some of my Georgia Bulldogs over there, but yeah. All right, we got the Jets versus the Jaguars.
Garbage ball. I'm gonna go Jets. I'm gonna go Jets. Aaron gonna try to win one. He's gonna try to win again, one or two more of these games.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
give me
the Jets as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that too. Give me the Jets. All right. Next is the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings.
So it's two
Give me the
Monday night
Bears for
games.
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks like it's 2 Monday night games. I didn't know that myself.
Yeah, give me the Bears for the upset.
I would love to see that. I mean, we
Ooh.
need it. We need a little breathing, breathing room. You know what I'm saying? We out here, out here trying to, do our thing, and we got somebody right over our shoulder, just whispering, just breathing on our neck. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them breathing on our neck. They all in our back pocket. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, I hope they give us some room, but I don't believe in Chicago. I think I'm gonna go with Minnesota on this one.
Uh, I just completely do not like how the Bears look offensively, and the defense is extremely tired at this point. Give me the Vikings.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. Arr. All right, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, as I stated earlier, they actually have the Carolina Panthers as a favorite against the Cowboys. But still give me the Cowboys.
They do. 43 points. I think it's going to be an exciting game. Some points may be scored. I don't think either defense is going to be great. Chuba's been surprisingly good. Bryce has been, coming along. Mr. Thielen has been doing his thing, and Leggett dropping, game-winning touchdowns or whatever. Hopefully, I'm saying he'll get his game together. And
You just got to get him some Coon.
I ain't want to say it. Give me Dallas too, though. In the tight game, give me Dallas too.
Carolina has a chance to do the funniest thing for me as a Commanders fan. They have the funniest thing. I'm taking Dallas though.
Okay. So let's go back to the Washington Commanders versus the New Orleans Saints. Look like Derek Carr is actually out because he fractured his wrist trying to hurdle 7 people. So give me the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Washington on this one too. New Orleans severely beat up. No Carr, like you said. I believe Alvin Kamara sat out practice today, and I think this is his second practice miss. So there's some concern that he may not play in that game. So yeah, Washington in the get right game. My boy B Rob is right. Hey, watch out. Is this gonna be the Marshawn Latimer debut?
I'm 99% confident he'll be playing Sunday.
All right, cool.
Commanders come off a bye week. Gonna be interested to see how the passing game will look without Austin Eckler and Noah Brown. We just added KJ Osborne. He'll probably get a couple of easy snaps and reps to still learn the offense whatsoever. Washington should win this game. I just seen that Jake Hayner is going to be named the starter. We need to win this game to get some cushion and get some aspiration in here. We haven't won 11 games since the 90s.
Ooh.
We are the last team so far. We need to break generational curses. We breaking this curse, people. Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
Okay. All right. Next game, the Bills versus the Detroit Lions.
Uh-oh.
Well, the Bills come to Detroit, so that's number one. That's number one. How banged up are you, Henry?
You gotta lose yourself in the morning.
Well, we got like 13 players on IR, so we real banged up. But with that being said, we are getting some guys back. Josh Pascal is coming back for the defensive line. Levi, I can't even think of his name, but Levi, big defensive. Andrew Ricky is coming back. Supposedly Taylor Decker is going to be back on the offensive line. So we're getting healthier, and that's the most important part, getting healthier up front. I do have questions about our linebackers. We have Jake. Excuse me. We have Jack Campbell, but Anzalone's out. Barnes is out. Rodrigo is out. We saw today that Travis Nowaski, who have been playing a backup role for us, he's in concussion protocol. So we are banged up at the linebacker spot. I still think we're gonna put belt to ass though. You know what I'm saying? Win the game. Just win, baby. I think we're going to win. We're going to put some points up on the board. It's going to be imperative that we can keep Josh Allen under control. I'm on some 2 touchdowns or less. You know what I'm saying, for him. But exciting game. I think we win it 31-27.
Okay. I'm mad that DC got that. I'm mad that DC got that face.
You trying to show difference to somebody? What you doing over there, man? What's that look, man?
Hey, man. You said BTA. Hey, this has definitely potential to be game of the year. Two teams playing in Detroit. I'm very concerned for what I saw last week at Buffalo with their defense. I think I see some similar things that Ben Johnson can throw directly at the Bills defense once again. They're able to run the ball with Sonic and Knuckles, Amara, J-Mo, Tim Patrick, my tight end, Laporta. They can definitely get some things. I like the Lions, man. Give me the Lions this week.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say it's cold out there in
This
the
is for
field.
you, Kalen Pope, my student who is a diehard Detroit Lions fan. Ain't nobody been sleep on the Lions.
Represent out there, man.
Look, exactly. But yeah, go ahead and give me Detroit. You know I don't like the Bills, so
I'm about to say, yeah, he ain't never picked the Bills.
We already knew. We already know where it's going.
I don't know if she got a bad buffalo wing in her life or something, but she ain't never picked them Bills.
Oh, hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this too. I do got a little bit of beef with the Bills, man. I got this student, he talk trash to me every day about the Bills. I said, y'all losing the playoffs. I'm getting you half-eaten buffalo wings, bro.
oh Lord.
Half-eaten buffalo wings. I'm gonna eat them Jacks. Extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
He's gonna break your heart and throw them boys away. You think he gonna give them back? He gonna throw them boys away on him.
You know what? That's hilarious. We have my team versus the Raiders. Y'all already know who we're going, who I'm going for.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let y'all talk about it.
y'all got to get right.
You got no choice.
Y'all got to get right. We chose y'all as a contender earlier in this shit. Y'all got to get right. You making us look bad out here. You know what I'm saying? Get your stuff together, bro.
It is not my fault.
You know what I'm saying?
Blame Kirk.
Somebody give them some hot wings or something, man. Take them down there to one of them little shake them ups. Let them see what it's really about. Let them touch the people.
He said not the shake 'em ups. Not the shake.
What's it really about, man? Somebody take them to the trap brunch. Somebody do something.
That man will be praying. That man will be praying for dear life. But yeah, who do you got? You got us, DT.
Yeah, I got y'all. We'll go with y'all. They want Shador anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, the Raiders.
They do.
We'll see how that one plays out. We'll see how that plays out. But all right, y'all. Because I know we're almost done with the first quarter out here.
That is not Trent Williams. Yo, they got the wrong graphic. That's not Trent, dog.
He's not playing today, is he?
Yo.
We're not going to say. So, with that being said, thank y'all for coming over here.
We're going to wrap it on up. We're going to wrap it on up.
And
real quick. Shout out to my alma mater, Cass Tech, state champs. Hey, we did it again, baby. The legacy lives on, baby. Amen. That's all. GT, all that shit sucks.
Well, since we shut down high school teams,
shout them out.
Shout out to my son's high school, Grayson High School. They finally got over the hump, and they're actually in the Georgia State Championship. So next week, Wednesday, they go up against the superstar Juju at Carrollton High School. So we just gonna cross our fingers and hope Grayson can bring home the state champs. That's good to be basketball state champs last year and to be football state champs and then basketball finna repeat.
Team.
Yes.
I heard about their basketball team. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They're number one in the state. Their girls won state last year too. So look, we trying to repeat. We trying to get back on there. We trying to put that G back on the map, baby. So shout out to them Rams.
Well, shout out to Southampton High School basketball team. That is my alma mater. I also do the scoreboard. Shout out to head coach Boom Hill for her first varsity victory yesterday over Appomattox Regional Governor School. And shout out to the varsity boys and JV boys as they are on an undefeated streak with.
Look, school's doing something, man. We out here doing something. Yes.
Lineage.
Shout out Coach Bailey.
Well, I mean, my alma mater ain't doing nothing. Shout out to the Bowie Balls out there in Arlington, Texas.
They made you. They gave us you, baby. They gave us you, lady.
Exactly.
They did something.
Shout out to James Bowie High School out there in Arlington, Texas. Bowie Balls already. You know, even though they ain't doing nothing. I still love y'all though. Still love y'all. Still love y'all. But now, y'all, we gonna get up on out of here. Thank y'all for chilling with us for part of this game. Catch us next week because that's when the college football playoffs going on. That's where you're gonna hear us talking a little bit more in depth about it, and then we're gonna see what the NFL is gonna be piping on. What we're gonna be sitting on. Then after that, it's Christmas break. I'm gonna be chilling. It's Christmas break. I don't know about y'all, but it's Christmas break. Okay, it's Christmas. Look, it's Christmas. So, you might catch us before the new year. You might not, depend, but it's criminal. It's criminal, y'all. It's criminal. How you gonna get up in the middle? What? Yeah, I better see them L shoes.
I ain't doing that this year. I got a sweater.
You got a sweater?
You got an ugly sweater?
Hey, Christmas.
Oh, he got the pinky sweater. Look at that.
I thought, hey, listen, hey, DT, that's crazy. You put that name, I just heard your voice. I couldn't really see the sweater. I was about to ask you, what is that, a Commando Main sweater? Him and Commando Man got the same voice.
Okay, on that note, y'all, bye. We gotta get up out of here because here we always gotta end the show on something. Well, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.